What's up again, guys? Yeah, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Dovahkiin, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 Early Access. And before we begin, be sure to hit on the subscribe button for more great videos. If you've been following the series, I'm sure you know that I publish videos on a weekly basis, which were actually uploaded way ahead of time. However, I wasn't able to publish an episode last week because I was in the hospital for the entire third week of January. This was in fact my second hospitalization in a span of a year. The first one was back in the last quarter of 2019, and that was because of a serious pulmonary illness, which I thankfully recovered from. It's not COVID, by the way, because of course, the pandemic happened just last year. This time, I had surgery on my foot. An infected wound that became serious, non-healing to be exact, because it turns out that I have diabetes. But now, after 2 weeks, my blood sugar is controlled, and the wound is healing well. Unfortunately, however, upon returning home from the hospital, my gaming desktop broke down. Well, it's not the one I used to play this game, because it's still running on Windows 7. I do that on my gaming laptop, of which I mentioned in my pilot episode. The desktop, on the other hand, is what I use for editing my vids. So please bear with me, as I had to go through a series of unfortunate events in this new year, 2021. Luckily, however, there's a silver lining in all of these mishaps. I bought a new gaming desktop. And these are the game's recommended specs in comparison to my laptop and my new 10th generation rig. So, you guessed it right. Now I'm running BG3 on ultra graphic settings with no FPS drops whatsoever. Anyhow, although the resolution and frame rate of all my YouTube vids are only at 720p, 30 FPS, I'm actually running my games at 1080p, 60 FPS. I just record them that way to lessen file size and upload time. And of course, faster buffering for you, my viewers. YouTube, upon upload, re-encodes videos anyway, compressing them and dropping quality, creating blurriness to be exact. But if I may say, the sharpness of my vids is nearly in par with most 1080p vids out there. Thus, my video encoding settings is a well-kept trade secret. Besides, according to my YouTube analytics, majority of my viewers are watching my vids on their mobile devices. And as you know, you can't really appreciate larger HD resolutions on small screens. So 720p is enough. Alright, let's go back to the game, shall we? The previous episode was a bloodbath. We've exterminated the entire goblin camp. Today's gonna be more of an extraction. And though I'm gonna enter the Shattered Sanctum via this wall crack, I don't really need to infiltrate in stealth. Cause in the first place, upon entering the goblin camp back in episode 15, they've welcomed us as true souls. Now, you may ask, will the goblins inside the sanctum go aggro against my squad cause I've massacred everyone outside? The simple answer is no. The idiots inside are as clueless as fuck. Okay, let's play.
Selûne. As if mingling with a horde of goblins wasn't bad enough. Let's do what we have to do, then get out of here. Quite the understatement, but yes. Let's not linger in this place any more than necessary.
Because she chose me. The one thing I learned doesn't matter if you're a slave or a king. Drow will block out your eyes if you look at him wrong. You're too feeble. Her voice is a blade. It'll cut your brain to pieces.
We want you dead, you dumb knuckle. Not dead and heroic. Get down there and stop complaining!
The blood of non-believers.
Smells like burnt flesh in here.
Your flesh is...
The first one I'm gonna rescue is Volo, and I'm gonna kill his handler, the female goblin. To get away with murder, don't forget to close the door.
The absolute is upon ya.
A timely intervention. Look at this! I'm quite saved! A joy to see a familiar face in such a precarious setting. I guarantee the story of your daring rescue of my person will live on for eons. I intend to do just that. A trusty invisibility potion goes a long way in a place like this. We mustn't tarry, but I'd hate for our friendship to end here. Please, won't you meet me once we've both slipped the goblin yoke? Smashing! Soon, my friend. Soon we can share a flagon of something liquid and a tale of daring do. I'll slip away when the coast is clear. See you soon, my friend. I simply can't wait to pick your brain!
As you saw, I invited him to the campsite, and later, if we have time, I'll chat with him. And I think our convos will be very interesting.
There, I feel it.
You tell me, right?
Before I talk about this guy here, Abdirak, here are the stats of the uncommon ritual dagger and axe that I just stole. Alright, this guy is a sadomasochist who worships the goddess of pain, Loviatar. He'll offer you to undergo a rite of penance or something, in short, physically torture you. There will be 3 skill checks in the process, and I chose performance for each of them. As per the benefits of undertaking this scenario, you'll gain Star's approval, which, as I mentioned as well back in episode 15, the only companion without an attitude exploit. And you'll also gain 15 EXP. However, in the end, though he'll cast a spell on you, the blessing that he promised is buffed. You'll gain no such buff. Okay, Next, we'll rescue a guy named Liam, who will update the Find the Night Song quest.
Belly button. Right down to your guts. Munch. And don't worry about passing out. I'll make sure you stay up. Poor lad. I could give you peace, you know. But no. You gotta keep silent, don't you? Where do they flee to, you stubborn rat?
Please, stop!
Here to see your friend, have ya? Come and join him if you like.
Say we'll take over. His work is sloppy. He'll kill the prisoner too quickly.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
What? Think you can do better? Go on then, have at it. What? You shy or something? Fine. Muck it up, and the drow will have your head. Come on, Grush. There might still be a slurp of ale to be had. Sounded like he was beating something up. Oh, yeah, beating it good.
Please, please. Let me out. There's no reason for this. Somewhere underneath the temple. It's hidden in a secret vault. But Brian had instructions, but the goblins got him. They said they'd eat him. Please, please. These shackles. I don't want to die. That's all I know. Please, get me out of here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The lock clicks and opens.
Thank you. I better go before they catch us. I should be able to make it to the Grove on my own. They need to know they're in danger. It plays music or something. I don't know. The boss didn't say. He just said some wizard called Leroacan would reward us if we found it. That's all.
Yes, I must try this technique. Or perhaps this one.
Where the hell did he go? There are no exits here whatsoever. Alright, before we proceed with our extraction mission, let's trade with Roa Moonglow, the only merchant in this place.
That the jingle of coin I hear? You've timed it well, my friend. Already turned quite the profit today, so I'm feeling generous.
You recognize the crest she bears, the winged serpent of the Zhentarim.
Half right, sharp eyes, as then is a normal trader. Just a matter of what's for sale. Weapons and other exotic goods, true enough. But most of all, we offer discretion. No judgment, no right and wrong, just good deals and bad. That a problem for you? Bit quieter, if you please. This crowd just burned that into the ground, you might recall. But good. That means Zaris and her little operation weren't found. Seems you're a friend of the family. That warrants a discount. A small one.
By the way, just an FYI, back in episode 12, I wiped out the Zens in their hideout, even though they considered me a friend of the family. And fortunately, she doesn't know that her comrades are all dead. Anyway, don't be shocked with the amount of gold that I have, because I've already demonstrated how to do this back in episode 10, and even made a follow-up about it as well in episode 15. On a side note, I've already bought this ring, the Whispering Promise, from Brem back in the Zent hideout. But if you haven't, Roa sells it too. And just restock her until it shows up in her catalog. Okay, let's spend away, shall we?
Pleasure.
This ordinary chainmail is the best heavy armor in the game. Early access content, that is. Heavy armors don't get AC bonuses from the dex modifier of the wearer, but their base ACs are usually high already. The Gith half-plate, on the other hand, being a medium armor, gets a maximum bonus of +2 AC based on the wearer's dex modifier. My Lae'zel build is focused on SDR, so her dex is relatively low, thus explaining why her dex modifier is just +1. Therefore, for Lae'zel, both armors have the same AC output of 16. However, the chainmail is a little bit better. Why? Because the half-plate's wearer gets a disadvantage on stealth rolls. Although the Gith half-plate looks better, sexier for that matter, this one ain't bad as well. Okay, now let's rescue the druid Halsin, who is in the Warg Pens.
Obey the drow.
Don't miss this rare ring, which I will equip to my main because it goes in hand with the Staff of Crones. Because when you use its free cantrip, Ray of Sickness, you'll get poison damaged as well.
I tell you, the scrying eye was looking at me all strange.
Gone here, fool, did ya?
Right. What would some drow wizard in Moonrise want to look at you for?
Certainly you won't be.
Alright, I'm not gonna go for the pacifist approach to rescue Halsin. I'm gonna wipe out all the goblins in this chamber. That said, give me a few moments to set up my squad. By the way, Halsin is in bear form.
steady, 3.
Again! Again! Make it squeal again.
We're juicing it up. The beast came in here with those robbers, killed Dink and Mince too. Boss is thinking of serving it to the wargs.
And it makes funny noises.
We made it squeal.
Look, you'll see. Give me that rock. I'll show ya.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin. Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide. Indeed? Well, not the most opportune moment, but given the lengths you went to, I assume there's some urgency. Come on then, what's the problem? Unless you'd rather wait for an audience of goblins. I see. It's spreading then. You suffer from the very same blight I came here to investigate. I thought all the afflicted worked together. Clearly I was wrong. No visible signs of ceremorphosis. Just like the others. The good news is, you have time. The bad news, I don't know how much. I will do my best to help you, but before that, there's work to do. Blood to spill. As much as I'd wish otherwise, I'm glad to hear you say it. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected. Rare is the beast that survives decapitation. Help me eliminate the Drow Minthara, the Hobgoblin Draw Ragzlin, and that perversion of a priestess, Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself. Or more difficult. I can only restrain my bear form so much. I won't be able to help but attack goblins. If I join you, we'll likely have to slaughter this entire place. You may want to use discretion when approaching the goblin leaders. May Sylvanas guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
He's right. Bringing him along to kill the goblin leaders will make things messy. Now let's pick up the notable items in this place. Okay, as Halsin said, there are 3 goblin leaders. The Drow Minthara, the Hobgoblin Draw Ragzlin, and the Priestess Gut. Our first target is Minthara, and these are her stats. Just an FYI, according to the data of Larian Studios, many players have decided to side with Minthara and raid the Druid Grove instead. By doing so, you'll gain her favor and get the chance to bang her brains out. Well, to put it nicely, spend the night with her. But I'm not gonna go down that path, because as I've said in my 3rd episode, I'm romancing Lae'zel. Anyway, she's just beyond the wall on the left, and I'm gonna force attack the shit out of her. So again, let me set this up.
Become spider food.
A scrying eye. Best not to do anything suspicious while it's watching.
It's abandoned.
Bloody hell's what?
Looks that way. But scouts said they heard something moving around out there. Something big.
It's not our concern. Our prey is elsewhere.
See this war drum? Don't let anyone reach it, because the whole area will be alarmed, thus aggroing everybody. And don't worry about the scrying eye. Unlike the drum, it isn't an alarm or something. Also, Take note of how I use character select to gain the upper hand in the fight.
How many raiders do we have?
Plenty of lashers, loads of hunters, and a few pariahs to carry the powder kegs.
These pariahs, they're prepared to fight for the Absolute?
What they do ain't exactly fighting. They only got a huge light of powder and band.
We're all on the same side. Whoever gets through soul on fire.
This was a magnificent sight.
No damage at all. This rare mace is a potential replacement for Shadow's Dragon's Grasp, but as I've said before, burning is OP in this game, damage on hit and another on the duration. As you already know, the Misty Step spell is awesome. Now besides my main, someone else in my squad can use it as well. And that someone is gonna be Star. We're not done just yet. We're also gonna decimate the goblins earlier back at the other side of the wall. And I'm gonna use my character select tactic once more.
What are they delaying?
laying for? Can't we just swarm the forest?
Drow wants to know exactly where those adventurers came from. What are they doing? Hiding in trees? We'll smoke 'em out, no problem.
Alright, stay tuned in for the next episode as we exterminate the remaining goblin leaders. And that is all there is for now. Thanks for watching. Also check out other videos from Sabbath Band Philippines and don't forget to subscribe. See you on my next vid. Peace out, y'all.